Hi there. I just want to show a little thing I've been playing with in the last days, creating a profiling tool for FLOW3. So what you see here is a list of runs. Essentially, when the profiling tool is installed, it automatically hooks into some FLOW3 spots, for example, before or after running a controller. And then you see the runs and the metadata there in a specialized view, and that's what you see here. The overview is still very rough, so that's a lot more planned for that. But the essential idea is that you can click on such an issue, on such a profile, and what you get is a time view of this profile. So essentially it gives you the time in milliseconds on the top and the time in seconds at the bottom. So you see, for example, I can scroll to some place where we have some more action. And what you see here is, for example, you see different timers which are measured. So for example, the profiling run in total is measured. You see this is the part where the MVC stack does something. So where a certain controller has been invoked and a certain activity, a certain action. And you see, for example, that this controller seems to call another controller. So here we have a controller invocation, and here we have one as well. You see that because they have the same color. So that also works nestedly. And so that makes it possible to really drill down and see where the time is spent. So, for example, you can drill it down up to the level of the fluid partial which is rendered. So that's quite nice. But it's also possible to choose two runs and then press compare. And then what you get here is you get for example, in this case, you can compare two runs, and you see visually again the same components. So here we have, for example, the time controller, the overview JSON, and here we have the overview action. So that makes it possible, if you did some improvements, that makes it possible to do some before and after checks, for example. And last but not least, this also has the XHProf feature included. So if you have XHProf enabled, then you can get detailed run reports, and you can, for example, have a detailed drill down and see where the time is spent in your application, and yeah, really get a detailed overview of what's going on in your system. That's also just meant as a more detailed view. So that's just a very rough draft so far. There are still quite some plans which should be improved. For example, the overview should be a lot more visible, and there should be a lot more information already shown in the overview, so you can easily distinguish different runs and different run configurations from each other. It should be possible, for example, to give some labels to your runs and all these kind of things. But yeah, so I hope you see the basic idea. The code is all on GitHub. It's not yet fully working, I would say, so it's not yet on a state where you can try it out, maybe. It's inside, yeah, right, it's the PHP profiler connector, and it's the PHP profiler. This is the two things you need. And make sure to pull in the submodules recursively, that's also important. Yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.